Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about J. Cole, Jermaine Cole, Mr. Grippy himself.
It's Grippy.
We're going to be looking through his mixtapes, his albums, none of his collaborative, Revenge of the Dreamers, none of those, just the solo pieces. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Let me know y'all list, let me know what y'all think, and we're going to get it started. Starting the list that we have is K.O.D. I hate this album with a passion, but before we start, I'm going to talk about the positives. I think the album cover is cool, starting with the kids at the bottom doing the drugs and then progresses as it goes up, showing the bones of them dying from the drugs or the overdosing, which tie into the theme of K.O.D. his on drugs. I think it's cool that this was dropped on 420. I think that was dope, pun intended. I think that the idea and the concept on paper is good and is a positive message to put out, especially with J. Cole being at such a huge level that he's on. I think Kevin Hart is a really good song. I think that Window Pane outro is a really dope song as well on here and really kind of shows the best parts of K.O.D. and what it was trying to push and promote. Now, with that being said, no more positivity. This album was ass. Flow terrible. The production terrible. The rapping on here is super mediocre. This is like, when people say J. Cole is boring, whack, corny, things like that, I feel like this album is a perfect encapsulation of the negatives of J. Cole because this is not good at all. I spent the last 2 days listening to J. Cole's discography. This album was very hard list. This is the only album of J. Cole's where I was like, bro, I can't do this shit. Like this was hard as hell to get through. K.O.D. I think is a decent little start into the album outside the intro. But man, Photographs, so corny. Basically, Cole talking about him seeing a girl he like on IG, and he like, I don't know if I should talk to her, should I get her number? One, it just came off super lame. Like it was just dry, like mad dry. Like it don't have anything to do with the theming of the album itself. It's not fully like cohesive like J. Cole was trying to have it. What's crazy, back in the day, I actually really liked this in 2018, but listen to this now, I was like, nah. Even the ones that's supposed to be bops like ATM and Motivate, I was not feeling them Jones at all. If you need a kid to go to sleep, you got a toddler, you got a little one, she crying, he crying, put on that Cutoff, bro, immediately going to sleep. Cutoff was so boring. Dead ass elevated music, bro. I don't care how good the message is, or I don't care what this album is trying to convey as far as like a message and a theme or having like a learning lesson. None of that to me matters if it don't sound good, because at the end of the day, this is music. Music got to at least sound good. I always have the utmost respect for an album that's positive and pushes out a great message, but also it gotta sound good though. And I can respect J. Cole for trying something new, especially something super different from what he had before this album. So I can respect trying something different and experimental. It's just that just because you do something experimental, that don't mean it's always gonna land though. And then with ATM and Motivate, like Cole trying to copy the popular sound from back then, ATM doing like super corny, like mad corny. This whole album just gave the meme, how do you do fellow kids? That little meme, like this is the album. This is exactly this. It's like your dad who you feel like is uncool and a little like corny and lame, him trying to rap and trying to do rap music of whatever's popular at the time. You're like, yo, son, I got something for you. I see you be listening to that little so-and-so, that little dookie, man. Let me show you a little something. Let me show you what your pops got. This is what K.O.D. feel like. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yo, dad, we ain't trying to hear that. Nigga, you 56, we ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Hell nah. 1985. I'm not gonna lie, it gave like very pretentious, judgmental unk. And I get what Cole was trying to do with this song. And this is basically a response to not only Lil Pump, but I feel like it was some other people in there. Like basically like the rappers with Little. Not all the rappers that had Little, but like some of them. But I'm listening to it, and I get what he's trying to say, but it gave corny too, bro. Like he trying to talk to him like, yo, you gotta make money from shows and touring, like, this angle lasts forever, so you better make sure you saving and stuff like that. I ain't really feeling your album, but I can't tell you what to do, but woo woo. Man, I don't know. It just gave like, I don't know. It for me, like if I was Lil Pump listening to this, and mind you, we know Lil Pump back in the day, he was wilding, like OD wilding. But if I'm Lil Pump, listen, I'm like, man, I don't want to hear this bullshit. And it feels very like demeaning, and you trying to like little bro and sun him on a subvert type of way. You know what I'm saying? On a very passive aggressive type of way. And that's one of my things I don't like about Cole. Cole is very passive aggressive. Like Cole be throwing shots, but don't claim the shots. Like Cole will throw a shot at somebody and be like, yeah, woo woo, but I wasn't really talking about nobody in particular, but I was just generally speaking. Yeah, I don't think this album was good at all in the slightest. Next on the list we have is Might Delete Later. I seen a lot of people not like this mixtape. I think it's pretty decent. Like, I think it's cool. I think Pricey with Young Dro, Ari Lennox, Gucci, and them, I think it's a pretty solid start to the album. Crocodile Tears, I thought was really good the first half. The second half, I got a little tired of it. Ready 24, I think it's super dope. With Cameron and J. Cole, I love the beat on there. P.I. with Daylight and Absol, I think it was going crazy, like some high level lyricism, double triple entendre, just flowing. Like they just flew so perfectly on the beat. Traded Truth in the Beats, I thought is super solid. HYB, I didn't like J. Cole and Boss's part, but I did like Central C's. I think he was doing good on there. He was floating on that bit, but other than that, like this album was just all right. It was just an all right album. A lot of it just ranged from outside of the ones that I really like. It just ranged from pretty good to just bad. And I think a good example of a song here that was so bad was Fever. And I was listening to it yesterday and I was dying laughing on how bad that this song is. And one of the negatives I have about J. Cole is his singing. A lot of the times J. Cole singing does not sound good at all. At best, his singing is just pretty decent. Other than that, it fall flat. Like we need J. Cole to stop singing. Seriously on these joints. Also, 7 Minute Drill, the diss track towards Kendrick, he infamously took back. Even listened to it before he had apologized on stage. I didn't even believe it. I'm listening to it, I'm like, bro, Cole, you don't believe this because Cole be dick riding Kendrick. And so when he's talking about, yo, the first one's classic, the last one was tragic, the second one put people to sleep, but you gas it, it's like, Cole, one, you don't believe that. I can hear it in the tone of your voice, you don't believe that. Two, you, out of all people, Jermaine Cole, Coleslaw, you are the last nigga, last rapper on planet Earth, on God's green earth, that should be talking about somebody's music put them to sleep. Especially with a song like Fever, KOD, nigga. You shouldn't be talking about anybody's music go to sleep. You not qualified for that, brother. You don't have the credentials to say that at all. Fuck is he talking about? Nigga lost his mind. I felt disrespected when he said that. But I'm gonna get off J. Cole on that. But this album, it's just an underwhelming joint. There was some good rapping on here, but other than that, it's just like it just felt like it was just rapping just to rap. And even then, majority of the songs are just boring to me. Next on the list we have is The Come Up. Now, this is J. Cole's debut mixtape, you know what I'm saying? This is the foundation of Cole, of what we know of him today. And for what he's given to us, this is actually really, really solid. Now, I'm going to start this by saying I've never heard, up until me working on this video, I've never heard any of the mixtape J. Cole's outside of Might Delete Later. So I missed out on the mixtape Cole era. And for somebody listening to this for the first time in 2026, this is good. I ain't gonna lie, this is a really, really strong J. Cole mixtape. And I'm not going to judge it super heavy because this is his first time starting off. The mixing isn't the best. Obviously, the flow and some of the bars ain't the strongest in the world. But it's him starting off. He just laying down brick by brick the foundation. He just laying out very raw prospect version of himself. You know what I mean? And we got great songs on here like we got Going Off, Can't Cry. I really love Little Ghetto Niggas. I think that was super dope. Simba. I'm the Man, and you can hear a lot of influence from Kanye West on here, and he's talked about it before plenty of times on Kanye West being his inspiration when it came to music, which makes sense because Kanye West is the GOAT, so you know what I'm saying, he has good taste when it comes to that. But yeah, I think this is a solid joint. Now, this is not something I would go back to, but to listen to this for the first time and seeing where he's at now, I was like, okay, this is a solid little introduction and a very, and it shows early glimpses of J. Cole's lyricism, his bars, and just him as an artist. So next on the list we have is Cole World, The Sideline Story. Now, this album is super mid. But I ain't gonna get on it too hard because it's his debut studio album. It felt like J. Cole was scrambling and scraping to trying to find a mainstream hit. And he just throwing stuff on the wall. And you could just tell in the track listing, like he's trying to like Mr. Nice Watch. He had grabbed some songs from his mixtape he threw on here. He had the song Workout. So like it definitely sounded like Cole was like, fuck, I gotta find something to sell this out. Like I need something to sell. And it kind of took away of him trying to go so commercial, it kind of stripped away the bars, which that's J. Cole's best attribute. And when you take away J. Cole's bars, like take J. Cole's like very like sharp pen, it's very hollow, like super hollow. I will say songs like Breakdown surprised me. I didn't expect the song to be as good as it was. I was actually impressed. I was like, damn, this is some real good rapping on here that J. Cole doing. I fuck with it. Also, Dollar Dream 3, I really liked as well. And then back to Workout, I remember when it first, I want to say it premiered on 106 & Park. I miss 106 & Park. That show was so fire. I remember with Big Tig in them. It was so dope. Seeing Workout for the first time and listen to it. We got a good thing. I liked it when it first came out. I actually loved it. But now listen to it, I still think it's pretty good. I know a lot of hip hop purists didn't like it, especially Nas. I remember him being disappointed about the song itself, and J. Cole, he ended up let Nas down in response of letting one of the greatest of all time down, quote unquote. But yeah, and it's crazy because I think the reason why Nas was disappointed because it was kind of similar with Nas, because Nas had a joint where I thought was fire too. Hate Me Now. I love Hate Me Now. You can hate me now, boom, boom. But I won't stop now. I love Hate Me Now. I know a lot of hip hop purists is like, damn, Nas, you supposed to be online that rap. Like, what is this? Like, you trying to do like some pop joints. Also, to a handful of production on here just was not hitting on nothing. I'm gonna be honest. I will say though, when it comes to the singing, some of Cole's singing on here was, like I say, it was decent versus like the last projects we talked about. It was decent. It was decent on here. Next we got on list. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all gonna kill me for this, but we have The Fall Off. J. Cole on here is rapping very, very good. And if there's anything that you get from J. Cole, and there's something that you cannot take away from J. Cole, that nigga be rapping. I'm gonna be honest. Like, J. Cole's pen is so sharp, especially and I feel like ever since 2019 going forward, especially with the feature runs he been doing from that point forward, like his career got a second wind, like a second breath of fresh air. We got songs like 2-6, I think is a great start to the album. I think Safety is super dope. Who the Fuck Is You is dope. I like his rapping on there. I like the beat on there. On disc 39, The Fall Off is inevitable. Some of the best rapping I've heard Cole ever spit. The beat is so rich, it's so smooth, it's so like, it's just saucy. J. Cole rapping, just like, it just feel like J. Cole effortlessly just floating, just barring up, and just, it's just another Tuesday for Cole. Like, it's joint fire. I Love Her Again. I think it's super dope, and it ties back into Common's song, I Used to Love Her, and also The Light, which I think arguably top 3 greatest hip-hop song of all time. I love The Light so much. And then we got songs like Quick Trip of Fan running to J. Cole, and just him pouring his heart out to Cole, letting him know how much he appreciated him and how much his music means to him. I think that was super touching and super dope. Also, The Whole World's a Veil and Ocean, I think is really good as well. And yeah, it's like there's a lot to get from this album. Like, there's a lot of gems from this album. And I think Cole did a pretty solid job on this project, but there's just a lot of stuff that is just either just don't connect to me, or is just boring or mediocre. Stuff like Run a Train, it's okay. Future, I love Future. I hated Future on here though. I love Future. He's one of my goats. But the singing on here, the chorus for a lot of these songs, like, that's one of Cole's weak suits to his chorus. His chorus game is like, it don't be hitting on nothing a lot of time. Legacy, I think it was Booty Butt Cheeks. Road Blues, a straight snooze fest. Thames, the beautiful melanated black goddess that is Thames. Fine ass Thames. She did a great job on here as well. The Let Out, near the end of disc 29, the Let Out to Lonely at the top, straight snooze fest. Especially the Let Out. I hated that singing shit. And I keep saying, J. Cole singing. We don't need Cole singing, bro. Just stick to the rapping, because you are a very, very, very good rapper. You are very good at rapping. You're one of the best right now, seriously. But the singing, the melody, him trying to harmonize, that shit dead, bro. 39 intro, joint taking 3 to 4 minutes for J. Cole to actually spit. Now I will say he was spitting. He was spitting on 39 intro. I'll give y'all that. He was spitting on it. He was going crazy. But it took way too long to get to the meat and potatoes of the joint, man. Life sentence, you know what I'm saying? Him doing the little DMS. And I will say this. I appreciate one thing I do like about this album. I do like how he pays respect to the OGs in hip hop. Is a lot of callbacks to older hip hop. That's super commendable. Like I do love that about J. Cole. Someone who really appreciates and respects the craft. Like I think that's fine. Honestly, Only You a Burna Boy. I'm telling you that singing shit, bro. I hate that. I hate when J. Cole do that singing shit, bro. That joint is not good. Now, Poor Thing. I like Poor Thing, but I just don't like the pussyfooting that J. Cole do. Then this is an example of J. Cole like he'll throw rocks and hide his hands. Okay, boom. On the later half of Poor Things, he's rapping when he do the punk bitch. I like that. I thought that was funny. I'm like, okay, Cole, talk that shit then, Cole. Let that nigga know. Let that nigga know he a punk bitch. Thompson, he'll run a fade with him. Don't bring no hammers. I want the fair one. Like, let's keep it clean. You keep talking shit. All right, bet. Come see me. Come see me, man. I'm like, all right, Cole. Soft ass Cole. He bucking up. Good job, Jermaine. And then I look at the interview. He do it in Nadeska. This joint pissed me off so bad, bro. Poor Thing was brought up. And he was like, yeah, people was hit me about Poor Thing. He was like, yo, like, you was going crazy. Da-da-da. Like, who was you talking to? Like, you good? Da-da-da. And J. Cole was like, man, I would just, that could have applied to anybody, but I would just let niggas know. I'm like, bro. And I had to do some research. There was one nigga in Fayetteville that was dissing J. Cole, basically saying that he trash, he not like that, he sold his soul to the devil for the Rockefeller chain, stuff like that. Like, bro, and that be my issue with J. Cole. J. Cole, stand on what you be doing, bro. Just stand on it, dude. And he did the same thing with the 7-minute drill. He was popping off, talking shit, even though it wasn't believable. I was like, all right, cool. J. Cole throwing his hat in the ring. All right, bet. This is hip hop. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is sport. Like, Cole, you gotta stand for something. You can't do the fence sitting stuff, bro. Like, and I know people are like, well, Cole, he's just such a humble guy. He just like, he don't like to get in the way of things. Like, he's very low key. He enjoys his peace. He's very zen. My thing is this. I have no issue. I don't have the, and I respect J. Cole, like the way that Cole carries himself. My issue is you can't say you're on that humble tip, but then you throw shots. You feel me? You can't be like, yo, I just want peace. Like, why can we always fight? Like, we just gotta come together as a group, kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? Just smell the roses, you know what I'm saying? Just burn the incense. You can't do that when you engage with the fuckery. In the interview run he did too, it confirmed what I thought about Cole. Cole is just a rapping the rap ass nigga. Cole can rap. Cole can rap very, 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 very good. But that's really about it. Cole is just one of those rapidy rap niggas, which I like rap. I do like rap, but it do have to have some sort of like deeper substance though. And most of the time, like I just feel like Cole don't be having that, and it don't really connect for me. Overall, I do think this is a good album. If someone to say like this was like a 9 out of 10, I respectfully disagree. But you know, you're probably a huge Cole fan, so I can understand that. Like it's a lot of gems, there's a lot of jewels to get out of here. Like it's a lot of highlights on here, but it's also a lot of lowlights. So I got it at this placement right here. Next on the list we have is The Off Season. This came out in 2021. Like I said, before 2019 up, J. Cole lyrically, like he'd been on a whole nother like plane of existence. Like J. Cole, far as rapping, that boy been cooking. We got good songs on here like 95 South, Amari, My Life, like the near the beginning of the album, straight cooking. And then for me, it drops. This album, same thing I said with the fall off with my rant with J. Cole. This album just felt like a lyrical exercise. It didn't feel like it was a purpose, honestly, with this album. This just felt like a flexing album of J. Cole, like, yeah, I can rap. I'm above you niggas. I'm better than you niggas. And let me give you a whole project on why I'm better than you niggas. Which, in theory, is a good thing, but I just didn't really connect with a lot of these songs. Like a lot of these songs are good. These are very good songs. These are collections of very good songs. I think this is a very good album. It's just that outside of rapping, I just don't get nothing from this album. Like I don't get nothing new. I don't learn nothing from it. I don't get any type of anything from this except like J. Cole be rapping. But we all know J. Cole do be rapping his ass off. I don't know if that was his intention to have this album laid out as just like yo, like as a lyrical exercise or whatever. But it just didn't really grab me that much. It's like, oh man, J. Cole cooking. And then after that, it's like, all right, cool. That's it, J. Cole cooking. Next on the list we have is Born Center. This is a 2013 John, a sophomore album coming off of Cole World, The Sideline Story. And in 2026, I think this album holds up really well. Starting with the song, the intro to kick it off, Illuminati. I think this is one of the greatest Cole songs in his whole entire catalog. Super, super dope. Holds up extremely well. A very huge highlight of the album. I think Land of Snakes is pretty good too. Power Trip is still hits just as good. It feels just as good as back in 2013. Let Nas Down, I spoke about it earlier. Super, super dope. I love it. Love when he rap on like the soul type of jazz type of production. I love the theming of the album with the basically the duality of good and evil of even the album cover with the devil with the iconic J. Cole crown. Got songs like Chain Day as well that I think is really, really good. Forbidden Fruit, I think is good, which I wish that Kendrick had a verse instead of just a chorus. I don't know why it was only a chorus, but songs still hold up pretty good. Crooked Smile is really dope. I love the meaning and message behind it of, just being comfortable in your skin and just comfortable just being who you are for the ladies. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good album. There are like duds, like slow parts of this album, like She Knows, Rich Niggas. We got Runaway as well, which I think it's a little underbaked. But overall, I do think this album is really good. It's a lot more cohesive. It's a lot more thought out. And it definitely feels like J. Cole kind of took control of his own music artistically. Because like I said, with Cole World, the Sideline Story was like him trying to find a hit, like desperately trying to find a hit. With here, it just seemed like, you know what? F that. I'm gonna just sit down right here. I'm gonna try to just make the best music I possibly can and just put my best foot forward without the pressure of trying to have a single that's gonna sell. My album is gonna do this from the heart and stuff like that. And I think he did good. And another thing, Illuminati, the F slur John. Like it just, I don't know. It just, I'm telling you, it just when J. Cole do it, it just seems so off-putting, bro. Like it just don't even sound right coming out of J. Cole mouth. Like J. Cole trying to talk about trans or like gay related issues is like a white person saying the N-word. It don't sound right. It don't sound right them saying it. Like, so I feel like they shouldn't even be speaking on it at all. This placement surprised me, but next we have is 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Shoot, I love it so much, I done went and got me a vinyl of 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I love this album when I was in school. I was in high school when this dropped, and that album meant so much to me. I feel like this album to me, it just sounds like J. Cole at his purest form of just J. Cole being J. Cole, speaking on things that he experienced that he cared about, and it just comes off in a very genuine and authentic, fresh way. And I really enjoy this album a lot. We got songs like January 28th, I think is dope. Wet Dreams, I'm be honest, I think Wet Dreams is a good song, but it got played out so much. I'm tired of hearing Wet Dreams. Same with No Role Models. I think No Role Models is a great song, but the way they played it so many times, I can't listen to No Role Models no more. Apparently, and Love Yours, I think it's absolutely beautiful. The first time I've ever teared up to a J. Cole song, I want to say it was Apparently and Love Yours. Like this was such a touching J. Cole album. My issue with J. Cole is a lot of his music, 98% of his music, it just doesn't move me and like touch me in an emotional way. It doesn't really like pull on my heartstring. It doesn't really pierce the soul. Like, wow, this was so beautiful and just so like mind blowing. This right here, this is the first time that J. Cole's has done that for me. I just love it from front to back. It's great. The infamous, double platinum with no feature, John, which rightfully it deserved all the respect it got because this is a great album. I love the album cover. The album cover code '03 Adolescence. I think my favorite song is probably either Love Yours or '03 Adolescence. Like, man, this bring me back to a simpler time, man, on God. And then Get Off My Dick. I love that. Fire Squad, Attila Two Cities, like really dope stuff. Now, Note to Yourself and Hello, like terrible. Not I ain't gonna say it's terrible, but it's bad. Outside of that, it's perfect. And I think with Hello and Note to Self, to me, it's such a underwhelming like nothing burger of songs. It kind of brings down the ranking of this for me. And if it wasn't for those two songs, it might be number 2 or number 1 on this list. Next we have is the warm up. Now, I'm understanding when people was talking about the hype of J. Cole mixtape days, I get it. This is a really, really good mixtape. Can I Live? Grown Simba. We got I Get Up is fire. We got Dollar in a Dream 2. The Water Break interlude, he was rapping on there. Heartache, I think, is dope. Hold It Down, Last Call, Losing My Balance, like some real good stuff. Like majority of this track listing is really, really good. And it just showcases J. Cole, that hunger, basically J. Cole rapping like, yo, I'm trying to get on, I'm trying to prove myself, like, I'm trying to let people know who I am and why, what I'm saying, be considered with one of the greats. And he got a very strong case for it with this album right here. Like he did good. He did good. His singing on here is good. It's a lot of positive. I don't really have too many negatives. I wasn't really a fan of Knock Knock. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty strong on this project right here. J. Cole did a really good job. And like I said, I understand. Respect paid to the OG hip hop artists, and you can hear a lot of the Kanye and Jay-Z influence on here too. Even with songs like Last Call, where he doing his rendition of Last Call off of College Dropout. He rapping over not with Monica joint. Yes, Heat. So fuck with Can I Live? Like bang with Jay-Z type of callback. Dope. So this yeah. Next we have Friday Night Lights. Once again, I understand the hype. This is a great mixtape. This is a great mixtape. Now we're in the great, like fantastic category when it comes to J. Cole. Friday Night Lights, great. Great. I will say, listening to this the past 2 days, I feel like it has the same type of theme and subject matter of like trying to come up and like trying to prove himself, which is fine, but it gets to the point where it doesn't sound super different from the warm up. But I will say that this one sounds a lot more polished, a lot more focused. The pen is sharper. The songs are more enjoyable. There's less fluff. I think Too Deep for the intro. I think that's a J. Cole classic. Like rapping off the Erykah Badu joint. Super classic. You Got It with Wale. Enchanted is fire. Velomatic is fire. Farewell, I think is fire. Love Me Not is fire. In the Morning, I think it's really dope. Blow Up. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good songs on this project right here. And it shows I ain't gonna say it cements J. Cole, but it definitely puts a spotlight on J. Cole of like, all right, this guy, you gotta watch for this guy. I wish I listened to this and heard this like as it was coming out. And I probably could appreciate it more if I did, but nah, this is a really good mixtape, and I can see why someone would say this is a classic. Last but not least, my favorite J. Cole album is For Your Eyes Only. Now, this surprised me. Before I listened to this, I didn't think this was going to be at my number 1. I remember when it first dropped, I thought this was boring as hell. This kind of gives a little bit of The Pimp a Butterfly, at least sonically to me. And even I didn't like The Pimp a Butterfly when it first came out either. But revisiting this and listening to it now, I was actually blown away. This is one of the only times ever I've listened to a J. Cole album and I was genuinely blown away. I thought this album was so compelling. It was just very conceptual. It was very consistent in its theming. The song placements was really good. I liked the order it had. I liked the story. It was engaging. The fact this didn't get at least nominated for a Grammy is insane. So this album is basically him rapping from the perspective of his friend that passed, and he was in the streets selling drugs, things of that nature. He fell in love. He's trying to work and change his life around after having a different perspective of life of having a new love and having a child or whatever. And near the middle of the album changes, we find out that he ends up dying and passing away. And near the end, For Your Eyes Only, it talks about J. Cole raps about how this whole album was meant for his daughter, so then she can never forget the legacy and the greatness of her father. And so it gives her daughter something to hold on that has some sort of semblance to her father, which I thought was really, really, really freaking dope. I was listening. It was crazy. I was listening to this playing Minecraft, right? I love Minecraft. For Your Eyes Only was playing. I could feel myself tearing up because I thought this was such a touching, beautiful idea of a song that actually hit and actually like tugged at my little heartstring. I was like, damn, this is so freaking dope. And then with the string instruments, I'm a sucker for string instruments, man. Like I love them joints. So when those was kicking into, I'm like, damn. And then just seeing how it all played out once getting to the end of the song right here, For Your Eyes Only, I'm like, man. And then She Mine's part one is talking about falling in love, finding a new love with the woman in question. She's Mine part two is about finding a new love of his daughter. And I think that could also apply to J. Cole as well. Him having his kid. But yeah, I think Immortal was dope. I think For Whom the Bell Tolls was a good start off. I seen people not really feel Deja Vu, and usually I don't know what it was. It just for me it worked. It worked on here. Normally this type of sound like this would have been boring, and I can understand why somebody say, "Well, this is boring," but I liked it. I thought it hit. I thought it was a good joint. Neighbors, that's another J. Cole banger on this. Just throughout his whole entire catalog. The neighbors think I'm selling dope. That was fine. That was fine. Folding Clothes, man, this would have been a perfect album without Folding Clothes. And I'm mad that this is on it because this is such a beautiful, near perfect album. Bro rapping about fold. He love a girl so much he'll fold her clothes for her, like. And I get the sentiment of just really being in love with a woman that you really care about and things like that. But the way J. Cole spat it and the way J. Cole presented it was just so corny. And a lot of times with J. Cole, when he's rapping about relationship and like love, it just comes off super cringy and cheesy. Like I don't like that shit. It's like they usually don't work for me personally. But overall, amazing album. Highly recommend y'all listen to this if y'all haven't already. Really beautiful body of work. Easily J. Cole's, I think his best joint out of his whole catalog. Yes, even better than 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I don't know how crazy or how hot of a take that is, but to me, I think like this album is just leaps and bounds ahead of J. Cole. And see, I'm not a super J. Cole hater. Like I'm showing mad love. Like this is a beautiful joint. This joint made me cry. I'm over here playing Minecraft, fighting zombies and skeletons. I'm like, right? I'm fighting all type of mobs. I'm crying to this joint, or at least For Your Eyes Only, the song. But still, like this joint is good, it's super good, man. J. Cole, he did a outstanding job on here. And I think my favorite era of J. Cole after listening to all his projects, Forest Hill Drive and the For Your Eyes Only, like that time period, I think is like peak golden J. Cole. And that's it. That is the J. Cole album ranking. Let me know if I'm tripping or I'm spitting. Overall, man, I don't hate J. Cole. I have come to realize that I don't like J. Cole as much as I used to back in the day. I think that J. Cole is a very, very, very good rapper. I think he's a very, very good artist. But so many times I feel like it's something that is missing with Cole. Like he has all the ingredients to be like the number one guy when he wants to, but it just seems like it's something that be missing with Cole. Like it doesn't always fully connect with me. A lot like with other artists, like he's not super compelling. Like he doesn't really like grab me a lot of the times when I listen to his music. I feel like nowadays a lot of his recent projects he dropped, to me, it just feel like he just rapping the rap. And it kind of confirmed that too, like I said on the interview, when he said like, yo, he just get on to really like convey a feeling, but he don't really feel like he's the greatest rapper. He'll just give you 40, 50, like he just be rapping, just let people know he rap, which is cool. But it's like with J. Cole, I think J. Cole shines the best when he's trying to grab you with like actual like conceptual type of albums and just thematically that just align perfectly and just flow well. And he has done conceptual Johns, but most of those haven't really landed. But I don't know. Like if I had to compare it with Kendrick, even with an album like Section 80, even though it was super early in Kendrick's career, immediately listen to the whole album immediately. I just feel like, yo, like I get grabbed immediately and I'm just automatically interested, like at the edge of my seat. and I'm fully like taking in what Kendrick is giving to me, because I think Kendrick is such a superior storyteller. He just really good at just grabbing your attention. Cole, I don't feel Cole does that a lot for me, and when he tries to do that, it just isn't successful with me personally. But hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all see y'all in the next one, and I'm out.